Hare Krishna, Satvi Radha Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call.
Hare Krishna, Bhargavi Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. This is Manjari from Charlotte. Nice to see you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Bhargavi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indu from Lincoln.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna, Amala Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call and giving your valuable association in this conference call, Mataji. We are really fortunate to have you on this call, Mataji.
I am very fortunate. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the assembled devotees. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I'm looking forward to all your association. And I was thinking, okay, Krishna is giving me nice association. Okay, good. So, let me see how many.
So much, Mataji. Yeah. Just we are winding up the welcoming, Mataji. So
Okay.
just we'll have 1 or 2 minutes. We'll finish it, Mataji.
Let me know
Yes.
when to start, and then I will start. Okay?
Sure, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Is there anyone who would like to introduce on the call?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. This is Radha Damodaras and Atmamaya from Austin, Texas. Please accept our humble obeisances. All goes to Guru Maharaj, all goes to Srila Prabhupada, all goes to all the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radha Damodaras and Atmamaya Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji and Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call.
Hare Krishna, Bhargavi Mataji, Dandavat Pranams to you and all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Lalitangi Radha Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna, Lalitangi Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Kirti Dasundri Dasi. And so nice to see you after a very long time.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna, thank you for engaging so many people in the service, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay, I welcome all of you once again. Thank you everyone for joining. Yes, so today we will have a Srimad Bhagavatam class by Her Grace Amala Mataji. So I would like to give a small introduction about Mataji. So Mataji is a disciple of His Holiness Jayapataka Goswami Maharaj. She lives in London, United Kingdom. She lives by reading and with her husband, His Grace Vishal Gauranga Das, and she preaches in South England, and she performs pujari services for Sri Radha Landaneshwar. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving your valuable association in this Bhakti Sangha. We are really fortunate to have you on this call, Mataji. Thank you so much. You can take over the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bhargavi Mataji, and thank you for all the devotees who's giving me an opportunity to have your association. And I don't know how I got here, but anyway, thanks to Dwarakish Prabhu, he contacted me, and so nice to see this wonderful association of devotees, serious in Krishna consciousness, having different programs and always engaged in Krishna's service, living the words of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So I'm very grateful to be here. I don't know whether I know anyone here, because like from the names I didn't know, but I'm very happy to be part of that spiritual family. Srila Prabhupada built a house where the whole world can live. So from somewhere we just connect, and then we have the topic to discuss. So thank you. So I'll start with the prayers. So please, first you all give me your blessings, so that you are spending your valuable time early morning. So please bless me. I can be of some service to you, and let's discuss something about Krishna, that the devotees will be pleased and Krishna will be pleased. Thank you. So we'll start with the prayers. Mukam karoti vachalam pankam lankhayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghuna Dhanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swamin Iti Namne Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaurakatha Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namne. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hare, that's it. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue the prayers of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So today we are starting a new chapter, Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, chapter 28. So should I share the screen for everyone to see?
Sure, Mataji.
Okay, let me see if I can. Or do you do that usually or no?
Yeah, we do it.
You share the screen.
We can do it, Mataji.
Okay. I don't know how to. I have it open, but I don't know whether If someone else can do, that's better. Or let me see. I don't know how to do it from I usually do it from.
Mataji, we can do it, Mataji, for you.
Okay.
Yeah, I think because you're not a co-host, so
Yeah.
if you're doing it, that's good. Otherwise, we can also.
No, it's better someone else do.
Okay.
So I can read from them. Okay, the rest we can do. SP/4/28/1.
Mataji, you're the host. Yeah.
Yeah, you got?
Yes, Mataji, we can
Yeah,
see.
okay. Yeah. Okay, so we start the new chapter. Amazing instructions. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 28, Text 1. The chapter is entitled Puranjana becomes a woman in the next life. So I was told that there is no repetition because everyone will be muted. So I'll just recite the verse. Narada Uvacha Sainika Bhayanam Noye Barhishman Tishtakarina Prajvara Kala Kanyabhyam Vicherur Avanim Imam. Synonyms. Narada Uvacha, the great sage Narada continued to speak. Sainika, the soldiers. Bhayanamna, of Bhaya, fear. All of them who. Barhishman, O King Prachina Barhishat. Dishta Karinaha, the order carriers of death. Prajvara, with Prajvara. Kala Kanyabhyam, and with Kala Kanya. Vicheru, traveled. Avanim, on earth. Imam, this. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. The great sage Narada continued, My dear King Prajina Barhishat, afterward the king of the Yavanas, whose name is fear itself, as well as Prajvara, Kalakanya, and his soldiers began to travel all over the world. Purport. The period of life just prior to death is certainly very dangerous because usually at this time people are attacked by the weakness of old age as well as many kinds of disease. The diseases that attack the body are compared here to soldiers. These soldiers are not ordinary soldiers, for they are guided by the king of the Yavanas, who acts as their commander-in-chief. The word Dishtakarina indicates that he is their commander. When a man is young, he does not care for old age, but enjoys sex to the best of his satisfaction, not knowing that at the end of life, his sexual indulgence will bring on various diseases, which so much disturb the body that one will pray for immediate death. The more one enjoys sex during youth, the more he suffers in old age. Thus, hence the translation and purport for the first verse of chapter 28 of Canto 4. So here, this chapter or these two chapters, we can see that Narad Muni is explaining to King Prajena Barhishit. Now, Gurujan Prabhu explains that this story, why is Narad Muni explaining this? He's using that fear, people to explain the highest truth. He's not directly telling, oh, what are you doing? You're wasting your life. You should be thinking of Krishna. No, Narad Muni is saying that Narad Muni is saying, Narad Muni is telling the king about the allegory of King Puranjana, so that the king is able to understand, okay, after initially the interest is there, that, okay, what is the story he is telling? Something interesting, because all of us like to hear stories. So he's heard the story, and over a period, then it changes to like, oh, this is exactly like my life. And so by then he is hooked to it, that he continues listening. So there are some terms used here, like the soldiers, the Yavanas, and Prajvara, Kalakanya, all these are there. And in the chapter, these are explained in detail. So I'm not going into those details, but something which I could meditate on, or which Krishna, some bulb glowing, like that, what happened is I was thinking about Narad Muni, and how Narad Muni is exemplifying what a devotee is. So Narad Muni, we know, is a pure devotee, can go and meet Krishna anytime he wants. We see, in Chaitanya Mangal, we see when Krishna was worried about, Krishna was wondering why Rukmini is crying in his Rukmini's palace. When Krishna entered, Rukmini welcomed Krishna, everything nice, and then suddenly Rukmini started crying, and Krishna was wondering, why are you crying? And Rukmini said, like, why you don't know why I am crying? And you know everything that is happening in the whole world, but you don't know why I am crying. And Krishna then thinks that, oh, okay, that is true. I know everything that is happening in the world, in all the universes, but I don't know why she is crying now. What a devotee is feeling, I don't understand. So, and Rukmini is not telling why she's crying. And so Krishna was in a little perplexed situation. Why is Rukmini crying? And then he didn't know. And that time Narad Muni, like Chaitanya Mangal explains, Narad Muni just flies in. And then Krishna is very feeling that, oh, okay, my guru has come. Okay, now, he will save me from this embarrassing situation that I don't know why Rukmini is crying. So Narad Muni can go, has access to any place in the world. So if we are given that access, what will we do? Okay, I'm just with Krishna all the time. I am with the sages discussing, like from one devotee to another devotee, hear about Krishna. And many times we, as devotees in Krishna consciousness, also we have this feeling that I want to be always with the devotees. I want to be always in the association of devotees. So we are always thinking how much I can receive, but not so much time we think how I can give. So here we can see the example that Narad Muni is showing us, how a devotee, not always thinking what I can receive, is thinking what I can give. And we see from Lord Chaitanya's pastime, Lord Chaitanya says, he didn't want to meet the king in Puri. He says, no, I don't meet anyone. So we can see that many instances where the sages will say, I don't want to go and meet the king because they are too much materialistic. I don't want to meet them. I don't want to even see them. That is the way that, and sometimes we as devotees also think, oh, they're materialistic people, I don't want to, we think of them separate. But here, what do we see? Narad Muni is compassionate. He's spending time. Like when we look at the amount of time that Narad Muni is spending with this king, who is supposed to be, like, from what Narad Muni explains, we can also see that King Prachina Barhishit was completely materialistic and fruitive activities. That's all what he was thinking and enjoying his life. But Narad Muni, very compassionate, and not just telling, like usually Srila Prabhupada says, sannyasis means very hard. You should chant Hare Krishna. Like that, sometimes it's very hard coming. Oh, you don't do this, you should be doing that, like that. But here we can see how the devotee should be compassionate, how a preacher is very compassionate. And also here we can see that Narad Muni spends the time, because he understands that the king is not ready to directly accept, okay, we should chant Hare Krishna, we should be always focused on Krishna, this doesn't help. No, he doesn't say any of this. He slowly explains a story, and like to a small child, no, slowly explaining a story, getting the king's attention completely, and then telling him about the absolute truth, how much he should be dedicating his life for Krishna consciousness. So Narad Muni is teaching us how, as devotees or as practicing devotees, how much we should be reaching out to those people who need Krishna. So we can see Srila Prabhupada also, and we can see in the whole Acharya Parampara, it is like that. Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, we know that in Vrindavan, Sanatan Goswami, he used to inquire about everything, like, oh, your daughter didn't get married, I see your daughter got married, do you have enough money for the wedding? Like real materialistic stuff he used to inquire from the Brajavasis. So that's why on Guru Purnima day, everyone thinks, okay, my family member has left. So they considered Srila Sanatan Goswami as their own family member. Why? Because Sanatan Goswami was genuinely interested in everyone's Krishna consciousness, spiritual life, and to get them interested in spiritual life, he even was concerned about their material life. And we know that Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Jiva Goswami, how much Jiva Goswami, and then we know that Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, the discussion, Jive Doya, we need to be merciful to the other souls, because all souls are part and parcel of Krishna, so we should be that Jive Doya is one of the main teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So how we give, and here we can see Narad Muni explaining that or exemplifying how we spend time. And so in this Prajina Barhishit, he's a king, and Narad Muni is explaining to him in the allegory and then saying, so now in this current context, how much we all can give this message to others. How much can we give this Krishna consciousness to others? So usually, especially like I know that you're all reading the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, and Brihad Bhagavatamrita, the story of Gopakumar traveling in the different universes and finally reaching the spiritual world in Golok Vrindavan, and Krishna comes running to the Gopakumar, hugs him, fainting, and then Krishna says, oh my friend, how long have I been waiting for you? So Krishna's waiting for every conditioned soul to be back with Krishna. And he didn't just create the material world and said, okay, you suffer there. No, he's waiting for every soul to come back. So one devotee, one Srila Prabhupada disciple in one of the Navdeep Mandal Parikrama, he was explaining that when Krishna sends so many people to us so that we can give this message of Krishna to them. So somehow by some devotees' mercy, we are having this gift of Krishna consciousness. We have got the association of pure devotees. We have got the shelter of pure devotees, spiritual masters. And we have these books which Krishna is allowing us to read. Krishna is allowing us to chant the holy name. Krishna is allowing us to come together even in this condition where many people in the world doesn't know what to do, locked down in their house, and so many things happening. Even at this time, people from all over the world, devotees from all over the world coming together, hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting together. So we have been gifted with that, but there are so many who doesn't have that gift. And Krishna sends them to us, because then we become representatives of the Acharya Parampara. Prabhupada says, when we start speaking about Krishna, we have the blessings of the whole Guru Parampara. So Krishna sends many people. Okay, here is a person who is practicing. Maybe he will help you. Okay, go to that person. So in that way, they come in contact with us, and we should be giving them this knowledge of Krishna consciousness. So another devotee, I was telling that, we all like to be in Vrindavan, in Mayapur. with devotees in that spiritual atmosphere, going to the Ganges, Yamuna, or chanting every day, attending Mangalarti with many thousands of devotees every day. It's all something which we really hanker for, which we really relish all the time. We are thinking, oh, then I can go to Vrindavan. When can I go to Mayapur? When can I be with my spiritual master? We are thinking all the time like that. This is because that is what we want to be. So I was telling one devotee who was in Mayapur, and I was telling, I had just come back from India, and I said, oh, I just want to, I'm missing Mayapur so much. I'm missing India so much, that spiritual atmosphere, everything. And then he said, you have to be grateful that you are getting the opportunity to preach, because then, like when we practice Krishna consciousness nicely, and then Krishna says at the end of your life, so you can come back to me, think of me at the time of death, and you come back to me, and then you come to my world, you don't have to go again back to this miserable material world. Then he says, dukhalayam ashashritam anityam asugam lokam imam prapya bhajaswamam. Krishna is telling, imam prapya bhajaswamam, always be engaged in Krishna consciousness to come back to me. Krishna is telling, but now, okay, when we practice Krishna consciousness and then we go back to Krishna, and then Krishna definitely will be happy to see us, like we know from Brihad Bhagavatam, and that when Krishna met the Gopakumar coming back, he was very happy. So Krishna will be happy to see a soul coming back to the spiritual world. Now, this devotee asked me the two scenarios. One, you go back alone. And another, you have given this information about Krishna consciousness to few other people, and then you are going back to Krishna and saying, Krishna, I have brought these people, these souls also with me. How happy will Krishna be? So he said, going back to Krishna, yes, Krishna will be happy. But if you're taking a few more or helping another few souls to go back to Krishna, Krishna will be more happy, more pleased. So we can see that Narad Muni is traveling all over the world, preaching to different people, all categories, like, we see the Mrigari, we see, like, without any consideration whether they are rich or poor, or whether they are qualified, educated, can understand Sanskrit, understand philosophy. No, depending on the people, Narad Muni gives them the information what they can digest. So that's another lesson we learn here, that Narad Muni preaching, like how Srila Prabhupada tells us, preaching according to time, place, and circumstances. So here Prajna Barhishit, it is completely materialistic. So suddenly speak about, the supreme absolute truth, the Krishna, you should be thinking, then it may not sink in so much. But here we can see Narad Muni telling the allegory, explaining slowly, reaching him to the point of the absolute truth. And also one more thing, Burjan Prabhu explains that why he is preaching. Because he's in the line of Dhruva Maharaj, and Dhruva Maharaj is also Narad Muni's student, and see how Narad Muni was also helping that 5-year-old boy, testing him, giving him the mantra, okay, you do these, and then you can see Krishna. So without consideration, children, the family people, king, all categories, Narad Muni is preaching. So we know that Srimad Bhagavatam is more about the lives of the devotees, more than Krishna. Everywhere we can see in these chapters, more is about the devotees of the Lord than explaining about the Lord himself. That is lesser. In every pastime we take in Bhagavatam, we can see that there is more emphasizing on the devotees, how the devotees are, what the devotees are doing, the glorification of the devotees, more than glorifying the Supreme Lord himself. So we can see Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj. There are only few, like, lesser verses compared to the whole set of verses glorifying the devotee, the devotee's prayers. All these are more than directly Krishna speaking, or like where Krishna's involvement is more. We can see that there's a lot about the devotees of the Lord. So this part also we can see, we can learn how Narad Muni is the glories of Narad Muni, how a preacher can be, how we can give this information to others, and especially now, like, at this time where everyone is scared. Here we can see that Narad Muni uses that fear as the element of preaching. He's telling, okay, you see, like in the beginning we see, he's telling, see all these animals waiting for you to pierce upon you. And then it's like, oh, okay, so what can I do? So we can see some preachers use that as the way of telling. So depending on the time, place, and circumstances, we have to use different ways. So here we can see Narad Muni is using the allegory of King Puranjana and explaining. So as many of the devotees here, I think they are grihasthas, because that was what I told everyone, joined from home in the morning. Amazing. This is like a revolutionary concept in Krishna consciousness, that every day morning everyone come together, chanting together, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam together. Like we can't even imagine how happy Srila Prabhupada will be, because in one of the morning walks in US, the Srila Prabhupada said, just like the churches are empty, he said that there will be more people living outside, there will be more devotees outside the temple than inside the temple. At that time, devotees couldn't comprehend that there will be more devotees outside the temple, but now we see there are more devotees, especially when we see in Mayapur TV, and we will see the temple hall where the Bhagavatam class is happening. There are handful of devotees, but then on Mayapur TV, watching, so many devotees watching, or nowadays Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. So many devotees watching online, participating online, doing service online. And in this scenario of the pandemic which is happening and everyone is scared of the life, one devotee was telling me that he has to go back to work here because of after the lockdown. He had to go back to work, and he had a call from one person who was appointed by the workplace to call him and ask him whether he needs any help, because many people are in so much anxiety when they're going back to work. So this lady called him and said, do you need any help? Are you anxious? And he said, no, I'm not anxious. I am fine. And then the lady kept on asking. She thought that he is like just telling he's not anxious, but actually he's anxious like that. So she kept on asking, do you need any help? Are you not anxious about going for work? You don't have any anxiety at all. So kept on asking him, and at the end he had to tell him that I get up early in the morning, I do meditation on chanting the holy names of the Lord, so I have no anxiety. And even if I have any concerns, I have people whom I have faith in, who guides me, who helps me. So thank you so much, I don't need. So he was telling how he had to be straight, telling that no, I am chanting the holy name, so I have no anxiety, because the lady couldn't believe that there will be people without anxiety. All the people whom she has been talking to is full of anxiety. So she couldn't believe that there is someone who is not anxious. So most of the people now are in anxiety and about different things, because it is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam itself that this human species, for them the main is anxiety. Just like for the animal, it is fear, all the time fearful. No, they don't know when someone will attack them. So they're always in fear. But for human beings, it is anxiety. That is the natural way in which the human species are, always anxious about the past, about the future, about like hardly in the present, always anxious about something. So this chanting, this Srimad Bhagavatam, devotional service in the devotee association, these all will help everyone to overcome all this anxiety. So we pray to Narad Muni, please allow us to share this knowledge to others, and so we can also be pleasing, or we can also please Krishna. And also another one, because you've just finished the Dhruv Maharaj as well, in the same canto we have read about Dhruv Maharaj. So Dhruv Maharaj's example, there is one information that, or one valuable, very valuable information or some encouragement that we get in Dhruv Maharaj pastime. What is that? There are so many things. Epitome of determination, how the qualification doesn't matter, all those are there. But there is one thing which we sometimes overlook, is when Dhruv Maharaj, when at the end of his life, when the Vishnu Dutas came and they were taking him in the plane, in the Pushpaka Viman, in the flower plane. What did Dhruv Maharaj think? And then the Vishnu Dutas, they said, no, that okay, don't worry, your mother is there in the other flight. So there, Srila Prabhupada, I'm sure you would have discussed in detail at that time when you read about that. Dhruv Maharaj is telling, and then Prabhupada says how that when someone helps someone else to go to give some information about Krishna, like when we see Dhruv Maharaj's mother, she didn't give him any philosophy. All she said was, what I have heard in the forest. The sages usually go and meditate in the forest when they want to see Lord Narayana. That's the only information she gave. Not that she gave, she told her the whole Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatham. No, she just said, maybe you should go, what I have heard is, sages go to the forest to see Krishna and to see Narayana. And then Dhruv Maharaj immediately left. But that's all. She just, the Pad Pradaksha Guru, just showed the way. That's all. And what happened at the end? Dhruv Maharaj asked, where is my mother? And she got a free ticket. So if we bring one person to Krishna consciousness, and if that person goes back to Krishna, then we get a free ticket. So that's so much easier way. So in that way, we are always very much excited about giving Krishna to others. Maybe we just distribute one book to someone and then they read the book, they get interest, they chant Hare Krishna, they follow all the what Srila Prabhupada says, and then they think of Krishna at the time of their leaving their body and they go back to Krishna. We get a free ticket. That free ticket, because it doesn't even matter what qualification we have, because they take us back to Krishna. And in that purpose, Srila Prabhupada, this the greatest acharya of the time, he says that we also hope that one of our disciples will take us back to Krishna. And so that humility, that epitome of humility, we can see in Srila Prabhupada in that verse that Srila Prabhupada says, we also hope that one of our disciples, we will also have one disciple who will take us to Krishna. So see how much Srila Prabhupada was also emphasizing that giving this to others. And so by giving this Krishna consciousness to others, we get an easy free ticket. And also there are so many advantages. That's why Narad Muni is, like in many situations, in every canto, there is at least one place where Narad Muni goes and preach. They're telling about Krishna to someone. So that is a devotee's life. Then what happens? If we are focused on someone else, how to help others, then it doesn't matter to us, someone shouted at me, someone didn't look at me, someone didn't say Hare Krishna, or when I went to do this service in the temple, that devotee told me like this, that devotee told me I am not putting the flower properly. Those things will not affect us so much, because we are not thinking so much about us, we are thinking more about others, concerned about others. And also by giving this Krishna consciousness to others, what do we see? That we will say that I don't have any problem in life. No, because the more we interact with people outside, we will see that this material world is really horrible. I should get out of here fast. And how much Krishna consciousness has saved me, how much Srila Prabhupada has saved me. So we will live a life of gratitude. We will live a life of compassion, of care, and not worried how I am treated. Rather, I am thinking how I care for others. This is the example that Narad Muni has showed, the 6 Goswamis had showed. There is at the end of Prema Vilas, there are some letters that Jiva Goswami sends to Srinivas Acharya, Narottam Das Thakur, like that. And then Jiva Goswami asks, how is your chanting going? How is your preaching going on? You have not sent me a letter for quite some few months now. Why I don't have any information about you? Please send me how you are doing. I am anxious about you. And the same way we see Srila Prabhupada, so many letters. Why have like we hear the many letters Prabhupada saying, I have not received any update from you for the last 2 weeks. What's happening there? So see how much the Srila Prabhupada was giving care for others. And always sending letters. Okay, I received your letter. I'm very encouraged. Okay, I'm very encouraged reading your letter. You're doing this thing. Okay, now you can try doing this also. I had a program last night and it was attended by so many people. This person arranged like this. And even getting some competition, transcendental competition, and somehow or the other, that is why Srila Prabhupada said, somehow or the other be Krishna conscious, somehow or the other give Krishna consciousness to others. Doesn't matter. So just giving Krishna consciousness to others is the main thing. Why? Because when I started Krishna consciousness, I was very worried. So that I will lose it. Because that the happiness that we feel when we start our Krishna consciousness, because we don't start committing offenses, so we experience that that full sweetness. And also Lord Chaitanya, like a very kind mother, will give sweet at in the beginning, before giving all the things which the child may not like. So first is the sweet, that we experience that love of God, we experience the sweetness, everything. So I was very worried. I don't want to lose it. So when I was speaking to one Prabhupada disciple, Mother Ramadevi, who's in Mayapur, when I got an opportunity to speak to her through another devotee's mercy, and then I asked her, I told her, I'm so scared I will lose this. And then she said, Srila Prabhupada said, if you don't want to lose it, give it to others. So unlike money, unlike any other material things, the more we give, the more we retain this. So then that really struck me. Okay, I want my Krishna consciousness safe. What is the way? Give it to others. And the more we give it, the more we will experience. And very nice, no, how Krishna creates this human body, that the ears are always open. So for me now, when I speak, I just think, okay, I can speak, then I'm also hearing and keep on telling, like, because of the impersonal nature that we have, everything. So I just keep telling, oh, Krishna really loves us. Krishna wants us to go back to Krishna more than we want to go back to Krishna. Jagannath is so kind. Jagannath will always protect us. And then I am hearing also, and my faith increases. So in that way, like we can always be connected to Krishna because we are also hearing that. Okay, so what's the time now? Okay, we have, are there any questions or comments or realizations or reflections anyone would like to share? Or maybe your preaching experiences? Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, I am from Assam. My name is Jaydeep. Actually, I want to ask you, where
Yes, Prabhu.
Krishna Katha is happening, or Krishna Katha is happening, or devotee is there. But sometimes we saw that some brahmacharis, like some big senior devotees, get married and they were attracted by Maya Devi. But why can they was attracted by Maya Devi? Because they are Krishna devotee, na? How can devotee will get attacked by Maya?
Okay, yeah, this is a some concern people will have, that okay, oh, that person is a devotee, how they, so there are so many reasons. And first of all, we don't know. Sometimes we see that it is not that a person is in the temple and they are Krishna conscious. They move out of the temple, they are not Krishna conscious. It is not like that. And it is like, it is about consciousness. So many Prabhupada disciples, they, when you see them, especially in US and UK, we can see so many, because they are all, like in the beginning, they were there and they're so humble. They don't even look like a devotee. They may not have neck beads, but then you start talking to them, very great realizations. So we cannot go by where they are or how they look. So sometimes I think, you're traveling in the train or you're walking in the street, you never know, we may be seeing a Prabhupada disciple and may pass by, and they may not show that they're a Prabhupada disciple, but they were attached to Prabhupada, attached to Krishna. So we cannot judge by external this thing, and they're all devotees. And anyway, whatever be the situation, neha vikramanashasti pratyavayuna vidyate salpamapyasya dharmasya, whatever they have done, that is there. We don't know what Krishna looks at. Maybe we are every day chanting. That person would have chanted once or for some years very nicely. They may be naturally Krishna conscious, because there is one thing. Once we are Krishna conscious, we are always Krishna conscious. Krishna will never leave us. Even if we want to leave Krishna, Krishna will not leave us. So we cannot judge. So I don't know how to, as we see, apparently we may think they have left and they are not coming to the temple or something, but we don't know how Krishna conscious they are. It's about consciousness, no? So we don't know. And from my, from what I have seen, that if someone leaves the temple, maybe we may think that that person decides to leave the temple, but usually it happens because of Vaishnava Aparadha. The taste for spiritual life goes only by Vaishnava Aparadha. That is the main reason. Because there are two reasons why we leave Krishna consciousness. One is we cannot control our senses. Another is Vaishnava Aparadha, or not Vaishnava, like we cannot get along with devotees. We cannot get along with devotees means there is the Vaishnava Aparadha. No? So sense is not able to control, that is still okay, can come back anytime. But when we are not able to live with the devotees, then it is very difficult. That then the Vaishnava Aparadha comes. Why that happens? Because we are thinking more how I am treated rather than how I am treating others. Because when we are in the focus, we are worried about all these things. That this problem happened, that problem happened, they don't serve this prasadam in the temple. We start taking for granted everything, because we're becoming more and more conscious about ourselves, what I am getting rather than how I'm giving. So my spiritual master, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, says that everyone teaches us something. Some people teach us what we should do. And when we see someone chanting attentively, studying scriptures, all those we think, okay, I should learn from this devotee how to chant. And there are other category of people who teach us what we shouldn't do. So then when we see someone leaving the association of devotees, then we think, yes, he's teaching, he or she is teaching me what I shouldn't do. I should never leave the association of devotees. See how much problem happens because they left the association of devotees. In the whole book that Vaishnava K. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is emphasizing again and again, don't leave devotees, don't leave devotees. Be in the association of devotees. Whatever happens, be in the association of devotees. Then Krishna will protect us. I'm sorry for the long answer. I hope that answers your question, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. As I get my answers, and Mataji, I want to ask then, what can we do? Be a devotee, like a serious devotee.
Yeah, for what? To help them?
No, actually not for them. Actually, Mataji, I want to ask that, say that if Jabata Swami Maharaj and other Maharaj, also Prabhupada also told that a person can be stay 27 years of brahmachari, but those who want their life as brahmachari or sannyasi, how can they spend their life to become a successful brahmachari or?
Yes, main thing is to be in the association of devotees always. And then they will do things. Okay, a few things that we can do is, one is always appreciate devotees and always like have, okay, this is a very good question. How do we remain not just sannyasi? For all of us, that we have that situation, no? Like, just because I am a grihastha doesn't mean I am safe. There are so many grihasthas who stop chanting. I know so many girls, before marriage, I was chanting 16 rounds, I was doing this service, I was doing preaching, I was doing all these things. But when I got married, then again everything gone. And so this raiser's edge is applicable for everyone. Need not be brahmachari, need not be sannyasi, no grihasthas, for everyone. It matters. Now, what is a solution for that? That is why the relationship, that Vaishnava relationships are very important. We need to have 3 relationships. One is someone who is a mentor for us, whom we can approach when we have a problem. So we need to have a senior devotee who's guiding us, who will keep watch on us, that okay, I don't see you very happy these days. What is happening? Are you chanting your rounds? Something, or we can go and tell. No, that is what I personally do anytime when I have a problem. In the course of Krishna consciousness, even if I feel like, okay, someone sent me a link for a movie and I watched a movie or something, sometimes we get, or I'm watching news so much, it could be anything. And then I immediately go and tell some senior devotees whom I know I can speak to. And I say, oh my Krishna, I am really falling down. Please help me. Even like in that way, we are fortunate for some family members are there. So, I go and tell my husband, please help me, I'm falling down. And he says, why, what happened? No, I'm just watching this news too much now. Okay, then I tell him anything, so, okay, please make sure that my mobile is not with me so that I spend time more on reading. And can you please take the mobile and keep it in the other room? So that way can save me. So all of us get into these things. So we need to have a devotee who will help us, who will guide us. And then another one is, sometimes we need someone who can understand what we are saying. And so if sometimes senior devotees, when we say, they can't understand, they will say that, oh, what is there? You just chant, like that. But we need a peer, some friend in Krishna consciousness with whom we can say, oh, you know what, I just got up late today. I couldn't join for the japa today. I'm feeling very miserable because I slept late yesterday, because I was speaking to this person for longer time. I didn't know how to stop it. And then when you speak to your friend like that, they will also be going through some situation like that, and they will say, oh yeah, I am also having the same problem. And then you feel like, okay, there is someone else also struggling like this, and this is what they are doing. So that is a second relationship with a friend. We always, for me, I was thinking that the greatest benediction is to have a friend in Krishna consciousness. Then if we have a like-minded, well-wisher friend in Krishna consciousness, whom we can call up every time, oh, you know what, I have to give this presentation, I'm very scared. Someone to whom you can say what actually you are. That relationship is very important. Now there's one which we don't care so much, which is someone whom we care for. That means we need to preach to someone who is junior in Krishna consciousness. So we are trying to help them all the time, so that center moves from us to them. So these 3 relationships we have always in Krishna consciousness, success is guaranteed. Most of the time, the one devotee was telling, there are many many great exalted sannyasis in the movement, how they left the movement. And then she was telling that one thing was common with all of them: they didn't have a mentor, or they didn't have a peer. So even if they had a peer, so they got disconnected. And that is why in Nectar of Instruction, 6 items which are favorable to Krishna consciousness. One is, Rupa Goswami says, Guhyam Akhyadi Prachati. We should be able, that guhyam akhyadi, something confidential, we should be able to share something confidential with others, and we should be able to hear something confidential from others. That is one of the loving exchanges. And then one of Tamal Krishna Maharaj's disciple servant, he was telling that one day when another sannyasi came to meet Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and then he was telling how this Guhyam Akhyadi Pruchadi happens. And then Tamal Krishna Maharaj was asking that Maharaj, so what is your daily schedule? How do you spend your day? And then they were discussing about how in Krishna consciousness, how they spend their days and all. So then he was telling, that is Guhyam Akhyadi Pruchadi. So we should have that relationship with others. So it's not for brahmachari, it is not for sannyasi, for everyone, these three relationships we should have. We should have someone who's senior to us, someone who's peer, and we should be guiding some devotees who are junior to us. If these three things are there, we will never, one of them will definitely pull us in the right path. You know, sometimes it happens to me also. Sometimes if I'm just being lazy, or just not doing anything seriously, and then someone will call me and says, oh Mataji, can I discuss something with you now? And I said, yeah, this is the right time, because I'm just being a little relaxed time. So please, this is the best time. You will help me to be more Krishna conscious. So that one of them, either of three of them, if we just want to have a casual talk, we have a peer, and then they will say, casually talking something, and then they will share something. Oh, I heard in this lecture like this, I was reading like this, and then just lifts up. Okay, thank you so much for that question, Prabhu. I hope this answers your question.
Yes, Mataji, thank you so much for your precious answer. And I wish that I will listen your katha like that once more again time. And thank you to Japa group. Thank you so much, Mataji. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for the question. See, when I'm speaking, I'm also thinking, this person is my mentor, this person is my peer, this person is whom I am helping. So you help me to think, you help me to be focused. And actually, I started giving classes also because of that. Once I felt my chanting is not, whenever I feel my chanting is not good, I do a japa workshop. Because I speak and I hear. And then I said, okay, I want to study Bhagavad Gita. Okay, let me start giving class. Then I have no choice, I have to study. And then the more I give class, the more I study. So these are, so mainly for me, I'm just doing everything for my Krishna consciousness. The ultimate aim is, I just want to be somehow or the other Krishna conscious, to go back to please Srila Prabhupada. Going back to Krishna, different, but at least to please Srila Prabhupada and the Guru Parampara. Okay, any other questions, or is it? Okay, we have 3 minutes more.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. Thank you for the wonderful class and glorifying preaching so much, Mataji. Very grateful. So Mataji, I have a doubt that while preaching, we might get too excited because we are hearing very serious classes from brahmacharis and the sannyasis. And while telling the new people, there is always a difference because they get very hurt if it is meat eating. And when you're teaching, especially Bhagavad Gita, you cannot help but saying serious things. And then at the end of it, I do say, sorry, I'm not qualified. I am just saying whatever I heard. Mostly it is my mother-in-law and my mother and my auntie. So they are senior by age also and by status also. So how do we do things without hurting them, Mataji?
Very good question. See, that
Hare
is
Krishna,
why.
Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, actually, this question is same as well as me. I also think that to ask because my father also meat eating. I told him many times, but he was not listening my word, and he was not interested to listen about Krishna Katha. What can I do for?
Yeah, they go far more when we start preaching to them. So like Vidwan Gauranga Prabhu in Mayapur, he told me that Indian parents especially finds it very difficult. Why? He used the word Maryada Vedikrama. Because in the Vedic culture, you don't advise your elders. And when we start preaching to elders, they are thinking, okay, this is a Maryada Vedikrama. We are deviating from the Maryada, or what you call for Maryada, the etiquette. We are not following the correct etiquette. That is why they don't take up Krishna consciousness. So yes, this is the same with everyone. We all do this mistake and we don't know how to preach. And then we think, okay, this is my responsibility, that because of me. So Jayavadaga Maharaj says, even if you can't make devotees, please don't create enemies for Krishna consciousness. So see, now that is what we learned from the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam, how to preach according to time, place and circumstances. And especially to parents, if we can preach to parents properly, successful. So like what one of the things I did is like, I hope my father won't watch this till this part. So what I told him is, and it actually helped me so much, instead of preaching to him, I told him, see, I am giving classes on the internet. You can watch in Facebook. This is the link for that. Can you please tell me how I can improve in my presentation? Don't worry what I am speaking. Don't hear that. But can you please tell me how I can improve in my presentation? And then he started watching and he started telling me, okay, your expressions should be like this, you are talking like this, you should be doing like this, you should speak like this in between, you should speak something which others can relate to, don't always speak about the high philosophies, speak something and then you should say, like you should prepare something in the beginning, something should be there, at the end something which is standard. So he gave me so many inputs. So, and then I asked him, please give me your blessings. And sometimes, just before the class, he will call me. And I said, oh, you, instead of telling him that, oh, I'm going for a class, I can't talk to you. I say, you always call me at the right time because I'm just going for a class now. And I consider this your blessings. Please give me your blessings. I can speak properly. And then he is also happy. And in that way, see, now this is not first day. It took me 20 years to realize how we should deal with our parents. So if we do it with respect, with anyone for that matter, it is not whether a family member or outside. Suppose we are talking to someone who is very new in Krishna consciousness. Sometimes we think, oh, look at this person doesn't know anything, he's talking like this, like that. We may think like that, we may judge the person, but we should think that that person is better, maybe can sing better than us, can cook better than us. Only thing is they are not following Krishna consciousness as much as we are. So as soon as they follow Krishna consciousness, they are better than us. So everyone is better than us because they all have some qualities. Just because somehow we got the mercy of a devotee and we are Krishna conscious, we are in a better position. So if we are able to preach with respect, then no one will feel offended. And then we have to pray, because we always remember that I am not the one who is speaking. My spiritual master is speaking through me. My Param Guru Srila Prabhupada is speaking through me. So when we are chanting, what are we doing? We are Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So that Krishna can use us as the via media. Srila Prabhupada can use us as the via media. Then what happens when we are speaking? It is not we who is speaking. Krishna is speaking through us. Prabhupada who is speaking through us. Then we will have no difficulty because we will know how to deal, what to speak, when to speak. But definitely with parents, with elders, or with anyone, when we are preaching, we shouldn't lose respect. And in that, in the Anuttam Prabhu introduced in the GBC, this thing of how to correct someone. It should be like a sandwich. Glorify them, tell what needs to be improved, then again glorify. So they won't feel hurt at all. So even when we are speaking to our parents, and then we can start by saying, yes, I really learned this from you, that you are a very organized person. And I was thinking that, I am not organized. So I really struggle to sleep early and get up early and chant my rounds. I was thinking, like, if you are, anyway, you get up early, if you just spend 5 minutes in the morning chanting, how much you will be able to become, like, how many people will get benefited, how much your life will improve, because already you're organized. This just needs, 5 minutes. It's very easy for you. I struggle so much, but I see that you are very organized, and that is how you have been able to achieve so much in your life. I look at it as an inspiration. So you just sandwich the correction in between to to appreciation, then no one will feel bad. And then very soon parents will also take up Krishna consciousness. Okay,
Hare
is that?
Krishna.
Yes,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Thank you
Yeah,
so
I
much.
think
Mataji, actually, Hare
thanks.
Krishna.
Yes.
Mataji, actually, if we tell immediately, they will not accept Mataji. That I mean, as soon once we praise, and then if we tell immediately, I think they will not accept. In my case, in my parents' case, it will
Yes.
not work like that, Mataji. It will take a long time. Like I am not sure.
Yeah. It is okay, because even if it can happen very fast as well. Because see, Krishna is a controller ultimately, no? Krishna, and then we pray for them, and it will happen. It will happen, because the only reason why, and then another mistake that we do is we show as if devotees are more important for us than them. These devotees, oh, devotees are so nice. Somewhere we undermine them. That is why they don't take. There is no one in this world who doesn't like appreciation, who doesn't accept it when we say appreciatively. So preaching, so you can tell your parents, okay, I need to speak about Krishna to someone tomorrow. Can I run it through you? Can you tell me whether that is correct? You see, no? So you're not preaching to them. They shouldn't feel you're preaching to them. It is more like, you're a chef, you're working as a chef, and you're cooking something and asking them, can you please taste it and tell me whether this tastes nice? Which parent will say no? And so this is why that's why preaching is very important. Why? Because any preacher you speak, by preaching, what happens is we become better. Not other, however others are, we become better in personality, become better, everything. Yes.
Mataji, are you from Bangalore, Mataji?
Yes.
Okay. Because we met once with Ambika.
Yeah. What's your name?
Yeah, Pratibha.
Pratibha.
We met in the Bhagavad Gita. We thought of initiating a Bhagavad Gita. Ambika, me were there.
Lockdown.
Yes,
in the
yes,
beginning
yes.
of lockdown. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes,
it's me, Mataji.
Oh, good. Nice to see you joining here.
Yeah, thank
very
you.
Nice. Yeah, nice to see you. Good. Yeah, please. Yeah, very happy to see you here. See, now you can share with so many others. If all of us tell one person in 1 year, that's enough. No?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
How many people will take benefit? Everyone tells one person in a year. Make one person chant one round in 1 year. And that person makes one person chant one round in 1 year. It just goes like bigger than this virus. No? Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Any other? I think the time is up now. We can stop here now. If there are no other, I don't know how it works here. Yes. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I just wanted to thank you.
Mataji.
Yes.
Go
Hare
ahead,
Krishna
Shakti.
Mataji. This is Shama Gauri.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Mataji, for your class. Very, very beautiful. Nice to hear you. And Mataji, we have classes in the afternoon also, and we have kids classes. So anyone can join. Even the new when we had the
Yes.
summer camp, that time actually new people came up with their kids to join, and now they are joining our Bhagavad Gita classes. So it's a good way of preaching,
Yes.
virtually.
Yes.
Don't have to go anywhere, but
Exactly.
this is our daily routine. Day starts with chanting and Bhagavatam. So it's
Yes.
very nice.
It is what you all are doing is a revolution. So when I was asked to give the class, I was thinking, yes, definitely Krishna is giving me this association so that I can learn something how you're doing. It's amazing. It is revolution. It is definitely a big revolution in the history of the entire cosmic creation. How everyone sitting in their place, coming together, in bringing one. So this is very easy. Just invite someone else. This is what I would tell, like, no, okay, sit on your sofa. You don't have to move from your sofa. Still you can join, and then there's no reason what they can say. No, very nice, Mataji. Like, I'm very inspired and very enthused by this association of devotees today. Amazing.
Yeah.
Very amazing. Yes.
Thank you,
Thank
Mataji.
you. Please, yeah.
Your class is so inspiring, that gives lot of
I was,
motivation to preach.
thank you. If I have been able to be of any service, I am grateful. And in the whole thing, I am inspired more. That I can say for sure. Yes, Mataji. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you have some time, can someone ask question or you comment?
Okay. Yeah, like, I'm okay.
Okay, yeah. We are also okay. Actually, I said 1 hour class and then question answer. That's what I said.
Okay. Okay.
You don't have to wind up in 1 hour, Mataji.
That's nice. Yes.
Thank you so much, Amala Manjari.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Okay. So if there are no questions, then we will stop. Or comments, you can share. No? Anything to share, then you can share. Otherwise, we'll stop.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
All
Krishna.
glories to Srila Prabhupada Mataji. I don't know, you are just so amazing. I have never heard your class before, never seen you before, but that smile on your face, I just can't stop smiling. Your entire class is just so fantastic. Thank you so much. I feel like giving you a very warm hug. Thank you, Mataji, and my Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you so much. If there is anything from where it comes, it's not me. It's just the mercy. Yeah. On my own, it is not. Yes, thank you, but I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, and the same again, Mataji. It looks like our own family member sitting in front of us and speaking. It's not somebody, it's so nice. It's so lively, Mataji. Really, your smile and your simplicity, you can see, Mataji. Very beautiful class. Thank you for teaching the techniques of preaching, Mataji. Actually, we are not preaching. Actually, we are learning ourselves. And also, at the same time, we are giving Krishna consciousness to others. Such a beautiful class, Mataji. Very nice tips. Thank you, Mataji, for giving your association. Please come more, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes. Vaishnavi. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. This is Vaishnavi, whom you met in London. East London devotee.
Oh, Vaishnavi. Yes, Vaishnavi, you are in US now?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, I remember you, Vaishnavi. Yes. Oh, nice to see you here.
And I'm very happy. I was very happy to know that you were giving last class today. It was an amazing class, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. What a wonderful class. I mean, the mood of preaching and then, I was reminded of Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how they told that what is the mood that you have to preach, very humble and at the same time caring and sharing, and how it helps our own Krishna consciousness to grow. Such a very lively and very, practical presentation. We are very, very inspired, Mataji. So please come often and give us your association. I've heard a lot about you, but it's the first time I'm hearing your class, and thank you so much.
Anything you are seeing good is because you have all those qualities, Mataji. Otherwise, you can't see in others. So it's actually, I don't know what I have, but then you all have this good quality. So when you see that in others. That's all. There's no, anyway, thank you. If there is anything that is all, it belongs to Prabhupada. Yes.
Thank you so much. And please come often here to inspire us. We are very enlivened by your classes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much. This is Preeti Vilasini Dasi. And thank you so much for coming, accepting our invitation, and giving us this wonderful opportunity to hear from you. You started off with Narada Muni's compassion, but your compassion was overflowing throughout the class. Thank you so much for giving us such a beautiful experience. Such a pleasant person you are, spreading so much positivity. Thank you so much for your valuable association. We would have, we feel bad that we didn't find such a gem so earlier, and it took us so long to find you. Thank you, Dwarkesh Prabhu.
I think we should stop here now, because I'm thinking the next one is a question or a comment or a realization. That's not very very good for my Krishna consciousness. It's a very good test for me, because if I take 1 point from this as mine, finished, my Krishna consciousness is over. If I think, okay, I am done, no, then so it's good test, very nice test. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you. So we'll stop here now. It's early morning for you. You have to start your day. So, okay, thank you so much. Please forgive me for anything that I've said wrong or anything. Anything can happen. If there is any mistake, that is completely mine. So please forgive me. And if there is anything good, anything good that you saw, that is from the parampara. That is not me. But any mistakes, that is mine. So please bless me. I can overcome all this, whatever anarthas I had. And I can serve you. Okay, so please, Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Nanda Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.